Abstract. Studying is an intricate task for every student. The ability to create time and concentrate on a subject for long hours presents a challenge to students. As a result, it is priceless for every student to possess adequate study and time management skills to enable them to fulfill the dream of the much-coveted success enjoyed by academic bigwigs. However, due to the multiplicity of the models for time management, each student should possess basic concepts of time management and effective studying to structure the means by which they will achieve their dreams. Introduction. Students in learning institutions face numerous challenges, the greatest of them being performed in the examination process. As a result, many scholars have come up with models to help students develop habits that enable students to attain the proficiency and skills necessary for success at the examinations. Students should thus find ways to allocate sufficient time for study to enable them to prepare for career challenges. Body. Time management counts as the most important of skills in any situation. The ability to manage the available time resources is the recipe for efficiency and effectiveness, in addition to reduced pressure and disappointments. As posited by Blerkom, good time management skills are a medium for saving time. Such a scenario is characterized by the ability to perform more tasks and fulfill all commitments in time. The availability of time to students is constrained by the number of hours in class as well as the volume of assignments associated with their specialization. Thus, it is imperative to appreciate the need for a proficient time management technique. By evaluating how one currently uses their time, he or she can discern how time is spent. Such an analysis will include the approximate time duration for each of the activities that a student engages in. In a college setting, the reduction in the in-class learning sessions comes in the way of efficient use of time. Most students fail to appreciate the fact that this is compensated by increased out-of-class assignments. Therefore, students should strive to maintain a time log, which summarizes all the activities carried out during the day, as suggested by Goodman. By so doing, a student can discard those activities deemed unnecessary. Over time, a student succeeds in dedicating prime time to studying as well as activities that make a positive contribution to the learning process as postulated by Blerkom. The relationship between effective use of time and learning has become a subject of concern in most educational institutions. As a result, schools are constantly inventing ways of improving time management with an aim of engaging students in activities that promote the learning process. Success in studying is hinged on the ability to concentrate on the current task. Distractions occur because of physical or psychological processes that occupy our minds at certain points during the study process. As a result, the effective learning process is impaired. The span of concentration is calibrated by the ability to develop an interest in the subject of study. In the ideal situation, students graduate from light concentrations to deep concentration in the absence of any form of distraction. The contemporary world presents many facets of distractions that interfere with the learning process. For example, a student may have to stop reading to answer a phone call, reply to a text message or check their email. Such a cycle, marked with numerous interruptions, is a sign that a time management strategy is lacking. The student will end up tired from long hours of study while on the contrary, effective learning is negligible. To improve concentration levels, change of the subject of study, location of study, and time of study are strategies that can be applied individually or severally. The inability to focus over the required period, on a specific task and it will demarcate the challenges related to concentration. As a rule, each student should develop a strategy that enables him or her to rekindle focus during study time. The possibility of losing focus is common, thus prompting students to develop a mechanism through which they can regain their concentration. As posited by Chan, students should find it in their personality to stay motivated to achieve their goals. In the absence of motivation, the need to manage their time will be minimal. Without specific goals to drive their need to study, it is easy to be carried away by college life. Since studying is complicated by the outcome of the assignments and tests availed, performance in these tests should not come in the way of effective learning. The inability to appreciate the relevance of the study material assigned accentuates the lack of concentration among students as outlined by Blerkom. Each learning institution has a counseling department that is of invaluable assistance to students in relation to their career aspirations. As a resource, it assists the students to develop a motivating sense of purpose as well as guiding them through their career choices. The degree of learning is based on 5 characteristics as postulated by Goodman. The student's aptitude and ability to understand the content of the course they are undertaking. As a result, students should choose subjects whose complexity matches their apt and ability. As asserted by Nonis and Hudson, failure to do so will lead to poor grades and lowered motivation to study. In all areas of study, students should learn perseverance as an important study skill. Therefore, the student should be able to avail the required amount of time for completion of coursework and sufficient personal research. As outlined by Perry, the main business of a student is to learn. In addition to other responsibilities, students should dedicate a larger proportion of their time to studying. By so doing, they will develop a liking for the subject of study and acquire knowledge helpful in the future. Quality and quantity matter the most when it comes to studying. Since the institution offers an opportunity for them to learn under quality conditions, the responsibility rests on their shoulders. Conclusion. Time management is a strategic tool. Since time is a resource, the efficient use of time separates the performance of most individuals in work and play. In a school setting, the available time resources provide the opportunity for students to impress the examiners, thereby winning the favor of employers. Failure to manage time in school could lead to unfavorable grades. Without the skills and competence, the ability to attract the targeted employer diminishes substantially. Everything you need for studies, essay samples, writing tools, and tips, you can find at studycorgi.com.